Marlene here with Buffalo Check Chicks. So I am canning once again. I'm not going to show you everything, but I got this recipe for sauerkraut from Whippoorwill Holler again. Just some of the best recipes. If you have not gone over to see her, oh my gosh, please stop by. So I am using quart-size ball mason jars, and this is going to be a pretty big batch. Got all my canning seals and rings and all these little doodads all clean and ready to go, and I am sterilizing my jars now. All right, I'm going to get my cabbage shredded. And this is a very basic sauerkraut recipe. And I thought it would be easy for me to try since I'm just kind of new at learning this. And I'm hoping to get about 6 of these quart-sized jars. All right, I'll show you a little bit as I go along. Okay, so I have my jars all sterilized. I do have one more in my canner. I know there's a new method that they say you don't have to sterilize your jars, just make sure they're washed out and clean, that you don't need to sterilize them beforehand, because once you put your whatever you're canning, mine's going to be cabbage, of course, and once you get it all in your jars and go ahead and put it in here, it should take about 15-20 minutes, and that's long enough to sterilize. I'm just being overcautious, I think, because I'm new to it, so I'm not taking any chances. All right, so I've been shredding up cabbage. This is, boy, one head made that much cabbage. And I'm going to do 2 heads, and I do have a 3rd head if I need it. But, so I can go ahead and start filling my jars now with cabbage. Okay, so this was my first time canning cabbage. And it's not fermented. It is an old recipe. Whippoorwill Holler. It was her grandma's recipe, so she shared this with us. So I ended up with 8 quarts, and you're not supposed to eat it for at least 1 month. So maybe that's what it does. It possibly just ferments in the jars. I don't know. They're all sealed. I heard them pop, so that was a good sign. And I wanted to show you this. This is a very old, antique. See the swan on here. It's T and D. I don't know what that means, but it is an old cabbage slicer. Now, I didn't use this, of course, because it's old and cracked and rusty blades, but I don't know what this is in the back either. I was like, I'm not sure what that does. But this was my great Aunt May's. And she was quite a woman. My mother was actually named after her. My mom's middle name is May. And she was named after her because her Aunt May helped deliver her. So the twins, Ada and Ida, were both delivered at home. Ada, my mom, was the first. I think they were about 5 minutes apart. It's interesting because my grandma had 2 2 sets of twins. Her mother had 2 sets of twins, and her grandma also had 2 sets of twins. So the only thing I can figure is got to be something in the water, right? So someday I'd love to share some of my stories about my ancestors. They're quite a bunch. So anyways, this recipe was super, super simple. I sterilized my jars, and then I added a shredded cabbage, and I did it myself, and I allowed myself about a half an inch of head space. So when you get your cabbage all in your jars, you add right on the top a teaspoon of salt. Use canning salt or a kosher salt because you don't want the iodine in it. And then you add right on top of that a teaspoon of sugar, and then you add a teaspoon of vinegar, and that's it. Super easy. And then you just let it sit and I guess ferment, for about 4 weeks. And then these jars are still hot. I can now in my big canner over there for about 25 minutes at a boil. Took them out, heard all the little pop, pop, pop. So hopefully it will be good, and I'll let you know. So stay tuned because I'm going to do a little, probably a tablescape for 4th of July. All right, so hang on. So I also wanted to share this with you. My grandson has published his first book. That's him, Declan Salato. And he's working on his second. And this is called Twisted Tales. And you can order this on Amazon. So I'm so proud of him for doing that. And he goes off to college, next month. And is going to University of New Orleans. So, and I wanted to say, whoever sent him, it was a glass ship in a glass bottle. And it's beautiful. It's hand-blown glass, and it has, the cells on it are golden color. And I can't remember the name of the ship, but if anybody that's watching my video sent Declan that book, because he's going into marine engineering, let me know. I'd love to know who sent it. So, if you want a good reading book for the summer, Twisted Tales by Declan Salato. So proud of him. So I decided I would go ahead and do a little tablescape for the 4th of July. And I know it's not traditional, but the colors are spot on. The red, the white, and the blue. And I really think it's pretty. Very simple. For the center, I just have a crystal rose bowl here. Just put some flowers in it. Red, white, and a little blue. My place settings. I made these placemats several years ago. I just think they're so pretty. Let me show these to you. So there's the colors. I love the red, white, and blues and the tans in these. So I went ahead and I made all my placemats. And if you guys have never made your own placemats, they're so simple. Just so simple. So I have a blue and white bowl. These came from the Dollar Tree long time ago, and I think they're so pretty. And then I have my regular white dinner plate and a red charger. I have used my golden flatware. I think they're so pretty. And then I have used this blue glass and this red goblet. I had the red goblets on the table last centerpiece, but they weren't these. They were the Avon red goblets. These are just really a pretty deep red. So I kept it simple. You don't have to decorate with American flags and all that. You can just, throw some red, white, and blue on the table and voila, there you go. Instant 4th of July. But I do like the way this looks. And then over here on my buffet, I did have this long table runner that looks like the American flag. So I put that there. So let me know what you think about my tablescape in the comments section below. And if you could, can you just hit that like button? It will help me get my videos out. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming by. Always enjoy reading your comments. And I'll see you next time. All right, love you guys. Bye for now.